Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and instantly get respect, while others somehow get walked over by a potted plant? Yeah, that's right. You know who you are. You say no, and suddenly it feels like the universe personally wants to punish you. And somehow, we've been taught that's normal? Nope. Being a doormat isn't a personality flaw. It's a skill you've accidentally mastered. But don't worry, today we're going to unlearn it, flex some spine muscles, and turn that sure, no problem energy into hey, I matter too, buddy. Alright, let's get real for a second. You're probably here because, you're tired. Tired of saying yes when you really want to scream no. Tired of watching people cut in line in life while you politely hold the door. And don't get me wrong, you're a genuinely nice person. That's not the problem. The problem is your niceness has slowly turned into a full-time career in people-pleasing. You know the scenario. Your friend texts at midnight. Hey, can you help me move 10 couches tomorrow? And you, blinking at your phone, start calculating your soul's remaining energy reserves, because deep down, you'll say yes. Again. Or work emails, the classic trap. That little ding of a new message. Suddenly, you're apologizing for even existing while mentally composing a 5-point explanation for why you could help, even though you don't want to. Maybe you've tried self-help tips before. You read a 5 ways to assert yourself article, nodded along. Then 3 hours later ended up apologizing for breathing too loudly. Or maybe you've told yourself, I just need more confidence, secretly thinking confidence is some magical potion other people drink while you get self-doubt. Sound familiar? Yep. That's exactly why you clicked this video. You're done being a doormat. And trust me, by the end of this, your polite little sure, no problem, is going to come with actual spine and maybe, just maybe, a tiny hint of swagger. Here's the thing. Most advice about building self-respect is, let's be honest, it's kind of garbage. People will tell you, just be confident. Like, thanks, Captain Obvious. I didn't realize my entire personality was just a missing switch I could flip. Or they'll say, stand up for yourself. Great advice, except the moment you try it, your brain goes, are we sure about this? And then there's the classic, just say no. Easy, right? Except for that minor detail called social conditioning. You say no, and suddenly your inner monologue turns into a full-blown courtroom drama. You selfish monster. Who do you think you are? Yep, that's your brain. Dramatic as ever. We all fall into the same traps, agreeing to things we don't want, over-explaining ourselves, apologizing for existing. Classic doormat moves. You're basically the human equivalent of a welcome mat. And before you roll your eyes, remember, you're not lazy or weak. You're empathetic, kind, and polite. But decency without boundaries? That's basically free labor for the universe. The worst part? Conventional advice often makes it worse. It tells you to just be assertive without showing you how. So you end up in this awkward limbo. I'm nice, but also assertive, or something. Which, if it were a workout plan, would involve running in place while lifting invisible weights. Fun for no one. And don't get me started on pep talks. Believe in yourself. Oh, I do. Thank you. Then why do I still say yes to someone taking my last slice of pizza? Self-respect isn't just about telling yourself you're awesome. It's about understanding why you let people walk over you in the first place, and fixing it from the ground up. So yeah, trying to just be confident, or just say no, without understanding the why or the how. That's the main reason most self-respect advice fails. And that's exactly why we're going deeper today, because it's time to stop letting your brain hijack your boundaries. Here's the secret no one tells you. Wanting self-respect isn't about being mean, bossy, or turning into a grumpy hermit. It's about freedom. Freedom from feeling guilty for putting yourself first. Freedom from constantly negotiating your dignity with everyone you meet. At its core, this isn't about being tougher than everyone else. It's about being solid in yourself. Imagine yourself like a sturdy coffee mug. You don't apologize for existing. You don't bend or spill just to make other mugs fit. You just hold what you're meant to hold. Self-respect is the quiet confidence that says, I matter. My time matters. My feelings matter. Once you internalize that, suddenly saying no, setting boundaries, and standing your ground doesn't feel like a battle. It feels like life finally making sense. It's less about confrontation and more about alignment, aligning your actions with your value. All right, let's get into the real meat of this. How do you actually build self-respect without turning into some stern, joyless robot? Spoiler alert, it's not about yelling, "I matter," at the mirror while doing push-ups, although bonus points if you want to try it. Self-respect isn't something you put on like a jacket. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows when you challenge it, feed it the right stuff, and stop sitting on it like it's a couch potato. Step 1. Recognize your patterns. Most doormats operate on autopilot. You say yes before your brain even checks in. That's because humans are hardwired to avoid conflict. We're wired to keep the peace, smile politely, and make sure everyone else is comfortable, even at the expense of our own comfort. It's a survival mechanism. The problem? Modern life isn't a cave, and people won't respect you just for being quiet. Take a moment to notice when you automatically agree to things. Your brain is basically a little algorithm running. Avoid conflict equals yes, say no equals chaos. But here's the good news. Once you see the pattern, you can hack it. Step 2. Start with small boundaries. Boundaries don't have to be dramatic. Think of them like invisible fences. You don't need a moat and armed guards. Start tiny. I can't talk right now. I'll get back to you. I don't want to do that. No explosions. Just gentle, firm limits. Each small boundary is like a push-up for your self-respect muscle. Over time, your brain goes, "Wait, saying no doesn't cause an apocalypse? Interesting." Step 3. Own your feelings. Doormats often apologize for emotions. "I'm sorry I'm upset. I hope I'm not overreacting. Forgive me for existing." Stop it. Feel your feelings. Name them. Respect them. Emotional ownership equals self-respect. You're basically telling yourself, "I am in charge of me, not your expectations." Step 4. Stop negotiating your value. Many people try to earn respect through compliance, doing more favors, smiling more, being extra nice. But respect isn't a menu item you can order by tipping extra. Respect happens naturally when you stand firm without aggression. Think of it like gravity. You don't explain why the apple fell. You just let it happen. Stand firm, and people take notice. Step 5. Language shapes reality. The words you use matter. Doormats talk like permission slips. "I hope it's okay if," "I just wanted to ask." If it's not too much trouble, stop. Your words set the tone for how people treat you. Replace them with clarity. "I can't do that. I disagree. I need space." Suddenly, people treat your words as rules, not suggestions. Step 6. Self-care is self-respect. Doormats often think self-care is selfish. Wrong. Sleep enough. Eat well. Move your body. Do things that recharge you. When you respect yourself, others notice, even subconsciously. You radiate, "I'm not a doormat," energy without saying a word. People start responding differently, just because your energy changed. Step 7. Visualize your spine. Yes, this is literal. Imagine your spine. Every time you bend over backward for someone unnecessarily, a tiny vertebra collapses. Each time you stand firm, boom, a vertebra reinforced. Strong spine equals strong self-respect. Stand tall, breathe, and carry yourself like someone who matters, because you do. Step 8. Contrast common misconceptions with the smart approach. Most people think self-respect is loud, dramatic, or confrontational. Nope. It's clear, quiet, and consistent. You don't need to shout. You don't need to prove yourself. You just need to be consistent in how you let the world interact with you. Gates, not walls. Some people walk through, some don't, and that's fine. Step 9. Habitual practice beats one-time epiphanies. You won't suddenly become a self-respecting powerhouse after reading a single article or watching a single video. It's daily practice. Saying no when it matters, setting small boundaries, owning your feelings. Tiny victories stack up like compound interest. Next thing you know, you're not just surviving social interactions, you're thriving in them. Step 10. Celebrate micro wins. Notice every time you respect yourself. Did you finally say no without guilt? Did you speak up calmly in a tense situation? Celebrate it. Literally give yourself a mental high five. Your brain loves feedback. Each win reinforces your identity. I am someone who matters. Over time, your self-respect grows naturally, without forcing it. At its core, self-respect is simple but not easy. It's about alignment, aligning your actions with your value, not bending for others unnecessarily, not apologizing for feelings, not negotiating your worth. Start small, practice consistently, and watch how life treats you differently. All right, let's paint a picture, because theory is nice, but seeing it in action is way more satisfying. Imagine this. You're at work, and of course, Karen from accounting exists in your office. She's the kind of person who drops last-minute tasks like confetti. It's Friday, 4:59 p.m., and she slides a giant stack of reports onto your desk. Classic move. Your automatic doormat brain starts calculating. I could do this, maybe skip dinner, maybe work late, maybe just apologize for breathing in advance. Yep, autopilot kicking in. But then, you remember your spine. You pause, take a deep breath, and calmly say, I won't be able to finish this today, but I can prioritize it first thing Monday. Karen blinks. She expects panic, groveling, or at least a nervous laugh. Instead, she gets clarity. She may grumble a bit, but she's processing something important. This person has boundaries. Later, your phone buzzes. It's your friend texting. Hey, can you pick me up at 7 a.m.? Before you reply with a knee-jerk yes, you visualize your mental spine shield. You respond, I'm taking Saturday morning for myself. Can we figure out another time? Notice the difference? No guilt spiral. No endless apologies. Just a quiet, firm respect for yourself and, ironically, from others. Your actions communicate. I'm kind, but I'm not a doormat. Here's the kicker. It's not about being mean. You didn't yell, cry, or throw a stapler across the room. You simply honored your time, energy, and feelings. And the weird thing? People actually respect you more when you do this consistently. See, self-respect is like a superpower most of us ignore. Small moments, small decisions, they stack. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you're not just saying no, you're living it, effortlessly, and watching the world adjust around your boundaries. All right, enough talking. Let's get practical. Here's your 4-step doormat demolition plan to start building genuine self-respect today. Step 1. Audit your agreements. Grab a notebook or your phone and write down every time you said yes last week. Ask yourself, was this my choice or autopilot? Recognizing patterns is the first step to breaking them. Awareness is your secret weapon. Step 2. Practice micro-boundaries. Start small. Say no to tiny favors or delay responding to non-urgent requests. Something as simple as, I'll get back to you later, or I'm busy right now, is enough to flex your boundary muscle. Remember, consistency beats drama. Step 3. Language shift. Doormats apologize for existing. Stop it. Replace, I'm sorry, but, with I can't or I choose not to. Words shape reality. Clear language equals clearer boundaries equals instant self-respect. Step 4. Daily reflection. Spend 2 minutes each day reviewing one boundary you respected. Did you say no without guilt? Speak up calmly. Celebrate it. Reinforcement is key. Your brain loves positive feedback. Optional step 5. Spine journal. Keep a mini journal noting your small victories. Over time, you'll see patterns, growth, and proof that your self-respect muscle is flexing. Tiny wins compound like interest, and suddenly, you're not a doormat. You're a fortress. Here's the secret sauce. Start small, stay consistent, and celebrate progress. Don't wait for some magical confidence day. Self-respect is built in micro-decisions, one no at a time. All right, here's a fun little trick to make self-respect stick in your brain. Because reading tips is great, but remembering to actually use them? That's another story. I call this the rubber band reminder. Grab a rubber band, hair tie, or bracelet, whatever's handy, and wear it on your wrist. Every time you catch yourself defaulting to a knee-jerk yes, snap it gently. Not enough to hurt, just enough to jolt your awareness. And when you do, say to yourself, spine engaged, respect intact. Over time, your brain starts associating that tiny snap with standing up for yourself. It's like Pavlov's dog, but instead of drooling, you grow boundaries. Eventually, you won't even need the rubber band. Your brain will automatically pause and check in. Wait, am I saying yes out of habit or choice? Pro tip, pair it with a mantra to make it stick. Mine, I'm a coffee mug. I hold my value. Period. Ridiculous? Absolutely. Effective? Surprisingly. Humor plus habit equals memory anchor. So every time life tries to push you around, your brain remembers. Spine engaged, boundaries intact, self-respect non-negotiable. Small, fun, and ridiculously effective. All right, let's wrap this up. Being a doormat isn't about weakness or laziness. It's about patterns, autopilot, and boundaries you haven't practiced yet. We've covered why most advice fails, the real goal behind wanting self-respect, and how to build it step by step. Tiny boundaries, clear language, owning your feelings, and, of course, that all-important spine principle. Start small. Celebrate each micro win. Remember, self-respect is a muscle, and every time you stand firm, you're literally strengthening it. Over time, these small actions compound, and suddenly saying no feels natural, clear, and guilt-free. If you found this helpful, imagine what your life could look like when you start protecting your time, energy, and boundaries consistently. Hit subscribe and stick around for more tips on confidence, productivity, and leveling up your life, because being a doormat is officially canceled and your upgraded self is waiting.